Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Tacoma. We're glad to see you. Glad to see those of you in the house today and everybody at home, too. We want to start this service with a song called These Hands. It's about all the things that our hands do as community, as people, as spirit. If you know this at home, please go ahead and sing. Sing with us here, too, if you like. Let's give it a try. These hands can build a road, heal a heart, and move mountains. These hands can change the world, for these are the hands of God. These hands can build a road, heal a heart, and move mountains. These hands can change the world, for these are the hands of God. So let me reach out when love is in need. I know I can be a blessing, a blessing. These hands can build a road, heal a heart, and move mountains. These hands can change the world, for these are the hands of God. These hands, these hands can hold a baby, work the land, and make music. These hands can shape the future, for these are the hands of God. So let me reach out when love is in need. I know I can be a blessing, a blessing. These hands can build a road, heal a heart, and move mountains. These hands can change the world, for these are the hands of God. For these are the hands of God. For these are the hands of God. Good morning.
Hello and welcome to Unity of Tacoma. My name is Erwin-Johnson, and I'm the spiritual leader for today. If this is your first time watching on the live stream and being here in the sanctuary, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you're here. If these are new and you just found us and this is a new experience for you, there's no sound. I say no sound. It went off. That's fine.
Let's try it again. Is that better? Okay, let's try that again, shall we? I love it when we start off that way. Because now it's better. It can only get better from here. Okay. Hello and welcome to Unity of Tacoma. My name is Reverend Lori Erwin-Johnson, and I am the spiritual leader here. And if this is your first time watching out in live stream, we usually get it right the first time. But because we didn't get it right the first time, we'll just do it better the second time. So welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. And if you haven't been here before, I'm glad you found us, because we are always welcome here at Unity of Tacoma. I'd like to introduce our musical guests. We have the Zeebas. You heard them. And it's always a blessing to have them here. So excited to have them. We are missing one today, but we will hold him in our hearts and in our prayers. And thank you so much for being here. We're so happy for you to be here with us. I have a special greeting for us. We've been doing this for a couple of weeks because we are we can't do as much hugging and as much as we would like to. So we have a special greeting that we've been doing. So if you could just turn to your nearest neighbor, if you have a lot of neighbors, and kind of in their direction. and repeat after me. I see you and I recognize you.
I see you and I recognize you.
You are the representation of the divine.
You are the representation of the divine.
You are a unique expression of God.
You are a unique expression of God.
You are wonderful,
You are wonderful,
magnificent, and I see your true beauty.
and I see your true beauty.
I celebrate the Christ consciousness within you.
I celebrate the Christ consciousness within you.
I appreciate you,
I appreciate you.
and I thank God for you.
And I thank God for you.
Thank you for sharing your light with me. And we're going to be lighting the Christ candle, and then we're going to do the prayer of protection after I get this going. Maybe. Oh, it's such a wonderful morning. There, yay! Everything is awesome. Okay. All right, and let's say the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So, let's have the Zeebas come back for a song, and then we'll go into prayer. Thank you.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize that I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of strength and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize that I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Woo! Thank you. Wow, what a way to start. All right, let us pray. Take a breath and just settle. Be in your space. Encompass everything around you. Allow yourself to become part of the energy of yourself and those around you. Opening your mind, opening your heart. Just allow it to come into your body. How does it feel? What does it feel like when you embody this energy? Is it tingly? Is it warm? Is it soft? We are opening ourselves to the presence of that energy, the source that transcends all limitations, all understanding, and yet it's familiar to us. Be open, inviting, allowing, transcending any limitations or previous biases that you may have held, and just be open. Share your energy. Feel united. We are intentional. We are safe. We are loved, and we are full. And this is where the expression of life begins. We know this to be truth and accept it as it is, and so it is. Amen. Today we are continuing our book study, a big book series on the book Why Woo Woo Works by Dr. David Hamilton. And this book examines the science that supports some of the practices and methodologies that were previously considered woo-woo. However, science is now supporting a lot of these practices as something that is really, really actually good for our well-being, and we're not making it up. And so today we're going to be talking about healing energy and how that works for us. Our affirmation for today: God's creative power is expressing through me. I am renewed with the energy and the vitality of life. God's creative power is expressing through me, and I am renewed with the energy and the vitality of life. And our daily word reading actually is from September 6, 1989. For those of you unfamiliar with the Daily Word, it is a publication from unity.org that you can go to and you can get delivered to your home or digitally to your phone, that gives you daily devotionals, affirmations, and prayer that will be sent right to your door or to your phone. And so go to dailyword.org to get more information on that. And this one is specifically from September 6, 1989, because it fit my theme for today. And it goes, as a living being, I am fused with the energy of life. As I give right direction to this energy, my life is positive and productive. Peace is a byproduct of energy that keeps me in harmony with life and all those around me. Because God is the source of all energy, all life, I remain centered in God. Vital energy is flowing through me as a positive thinking, as the order of my body functions, and as my interest in daily life. I maintain a well-being that is founded on the creative power of God within me. I utilize energy to initiate changes, to make new beginnings, and to bring each undertaking to completion. In all that I do, I experience the renewing power of life. I express the vitality of God being manifested through me. And our scripture lesson for today comes from John 10:10. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. So I was talking to Denise just the other day, and I was telling her that I was going to bring another life experience into my talk, and she goes, my gosh, you've done a lot of things. I have done a lot of things. I was sitting with my husband the other day, it's like, I do have a lot to say. So I'm going to tell you a story. From way back in 1997, I was very, very young in 97. No, I'm kidding. I was about 30 years old, and I had started working the front desk at an animal emergency clinic. And I had been off work for 4 years because I had 2 boys. I have 3 children altogether, and my son was 18 months old when I went back to work. And then I had a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old too. And I'd taken 4 years off to actually just to take care of them, because it was cheaper for me to do that than it was for me to go to work and pay for daycare, which is a reality for a lot of people. So I started this job, and I was working nights. And so I went at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got off at 2 a.m. And like I said, I had an 18-month-old at home. I had 2 toddlers, and I had an elementary school age child. And it was a lot. And I was really stressed out. And when I get home from work at 2 a.m. in the morning, I was exhausted. I mean, just completely, my body was completely exhausted. But I couldn't go to sleep. My mind was really wired. Has that ever happened to you, where you're just so tired you just can't sleep? It seems like an oxymoron, but it happened to me. And at the end of the shift, I would just come home and it'd just take me hours to go to sleep. And then I had, a toddler that would get up in the morning at like around 8. And so that was really hard. My body needed rest, but I couldn't shut off. And I couldn't get some rest. And I couldn't get my sleep. I had a coworker that I was working with, and she understood what I was going through. I was new to the place, and she was a veteran. She'd been working there for several years. And if you've ever been to an animal emergency clinic, it's very, very busy. We have a lot of emergency. Of course, it's an emergency and trauma and critical care, so they would come in, and it was so stressful. And I didn't realize how stressful it would be for me to have all of this coming at me for 10 hours. It was a 10-hour shift. So she loaned me a yoga tape. It was a VHS at the time. And she told me to try it. And I was not a person who had time to exercise. At that time in my life, previously I'd done aerobics, on VHS. And that really wasn't my thing. I didn't really like the aerobics. But she gave me this VHS tape and she said, try the yoga. And I was like, okay. So I said, well, yoga I didn't know much about at the time. I thought it was just an exercise that you do a lot of stretching and get into funny positions and you kind of bend in pretzel ways. And I thought that's what it was. But I said I would try it. And it was just a 20-minute workout. So it wasn't like, it could be that difficult. And you know what? I did this 20-minute yoga practice, and I felt so much better. I couldn't believe it. That this is the first time in my life I'd ever done a workout that I felt better afterwards than when you do an aerobic workout and you're just completely exhausted. But this one really rejuvenated me, and it made me feel so much better. And I was perplexed. How could that be? I did all this stretching and movement, and I felt better after I was done. That was so strange for me. And that 20-minute video actually saved my life. It changed the trajectory of my life, where I thought that I would always be doing something, and then I ended up doing something else. So today, it's one of those components that brings me to where I am right now. And I was always grateful for her and that yoga VHS. She is now a yoga instructor herself. She left that business that she went into, became a yoga instructor, and she has her own yoga studio on the peninsula called 36 Om. And so it's a great place. And I really love her, and I miss her. I don't see her that often. Anyway, so this newfound passion of mine to find out what was going on in my body that really made me feel better. What was going on? And so I decided that I would go back to school and I would figure out what was going on. And I decided I would go into body work. I wanted to go into massage therapy because that would tell me why the stretching of the muscles, why the movement of the body helped me feel so much better. So I went to massage school and I became a massage therapist. And of course, I had to learn all the science behind that. I had to learn anatomy, physiology, and kinesiology, and all the mechanics of how the body works. And I had my own massage practice for 10 years. But when I was in a massage school, I learned a lot about how the body works mechanically. But what I didn't expect is that I would learn a lot about how it works energetically. And I learned that energy healing works, and how massage and yoga and those kind of body therapies really help you to feel better and bring you that well-being, not just because it feels good, which it does, both of them do, but it's more than that. It works with the energy field of your body, and we'll go into that in a little bit more. The school I attended to was accredited. So if you know anything about schools, there were certain guidelines and criteria that it had to follow in order for us to be able to get student loans and grants. And so there was certain curriculum that they could teach and some that they could not. And so energy medicine wasn't approved. It wasn't an approved part of the curriculum, but it was definitely taught anyway. They would give you the lecture of the anatomy and physiology and kinesiology, and then when it came time to do the other stuff, the woo-woo stuff, they would shut the door, and then they would give it in secret. So it was still taught, but it wasn't officially taught, and you didn't hear that from me. So we learned about chakras, we learned about acupuncture, we learned about Chinese medicine, Qigong, a type of acupressure massage called Tuina, which is a Chinese acupressure massage. And the two other modalities that I learned was healing touch and Reiki. And those were things that utilize the energy outside of our body, the energy fields, and the energy that comes from the universe and comes through us and to help other people. That is at its basic level. Both healing touch and Reiki you do not have to touch the body in order to get the healing. You can stay above the body to be able to give the healing. Reiki is a Japanese healing practice that uses the energy from around us to heal us. It's not energy that comes from the healer, so I am not the person that it comes from when I'm giving the healing energy or the treatment. It comes through me. And that energy is called ki. And the goal of Reiki is to assist the body's own healing process. And a skilled Reiki teacher or a healer can assist that person in the process of healing because they have an intuitive sense. When they have somebody on the table or when they're sitting in a chair, they have this intuitive sense about what's going on. They get trained. They learn how the energy field around the body feels. And so their hands go over their body and they begin to feel changes within that biofield. And within that, it takes time to be able to discern what it is that you're feeling. But an energy healer can get in there and go, you know what, that feels cold, that feels tingly, or whatever it is that is the prompt for that person. Sometimes it feels dense, or it can feel like there isn't enough density. So it's really hard to explain. So it's something that you learn as you're doing Reiki, and it helps this energy and the density and the change in the biofield is something that we learn to use, and intuitively we understand how it works. The book we're studying, Why Woo-Woo Works, by Dr. Hamilton, talks about the benefits of Reiki and the science behind it. And studies have shown that Reiki reduces pain and anxiety, depression, it reduces blood pressure, and all kinds of different types of patients with varying different types of health issues or physical struggles. And it's really popular complementary therapy for cancer patients, for surgery patients, and a lot of others. And so it also helps with pain relief. And I'm going to use the story of a friend that talked about her experience with pain relief and Reiki after knee replacement. And so she was having a hard time dealing with the pain medication. And, like me, I can't deal with pain medication. It makes me really loopy. And so she turned to a friend for help. And the friend performed some Reiki on her. And she said it was a turning point in her recovery, that it allowed her to get off the pain medication and to get on with the healing process and be able to heal in a way that was supportive of her. The pain medication wasn't really supporting her, so the Reiki was really helpful. I once participated in a Reiki share where people were invited to come and receive Reiki, and we gave it out for free. Now, the intention of Reiki was that it was a free process, that it wasn't something that people would pay for. I know that people do pay for that today, and it's a valid I understand that practitioners do have to eat, and they do have to, but we also volunteered our time, and we did that once a week. And people all over, once they heard we were there, all over would come. And we did it in the hall of a church, so it was kind of cold and it had linoleum floors, so we really tried to make the environment very inviting. We put blankets and music, and we didn't have candles because we didn't have a lot of scent. We used unscented things in the environment, but everything was nurturing. Blankets, towels, pillows. Even though we volunteered our time and they came in and they didn't pay for the service, it was still a healing environment that we provided. And it was so wonderful. I really enjoyed working with that. It was so cool. And we had it set up so they would come in from outside, and they didn't make an appointment. They just walked in. So they would sit for 15 to 30 minutes in the environment and waiting for their time. And so we set up a little intake area where they would come in and sit, and then we'd have a video on the wall, something like what's on the wall here, just a blank wall, and the video would play and would tell people the benefits of Reiki and how that was helpful to them. So not only was it a healing experience for them, but it was also an educational experience. the person that I worked with that sticks out of my mind the most is that I had a patient who had ALS. And ALS, if you know anything about that, is a severe disorder that works with the nervous system, and the muscles eventually deteriorate. You're unable to breathe, and unfortunately, that is a fatal disease. And she had come in, and she had really had some trouble sleeping. She couldn't relax. Her muscles were very spastic. They were very tense. She couldn't lay back. And I felt so much of her pain when she walked in. You could feel it on her body. So she comes in, and her daughter helps her in, and I had a massage table set up and all the blankets and stuff. And so we helped her up on the table. And then we had a pillow behind her, but she couldn't lay back because she was so tensed up. So we propped her up on pillows. And then I started working on her. And as I was saying, that when you do a Reiki treatment, you're working on people, and you get in there and you start feeling, you do an assessment. So you go over their body and you feel what it feels like. And when I got done with her, I just knew, even before when I started, when she walked in, I said I knew I need to start at the head. So I went around while she was on the table, and I went to the head of the table. I sat down and I started working on her. And I just placed my hands on each side of her head, and then I just allowed that Reiki to come through. Some people have, they say, my friend was one that, actually my teacher would say, I just turn it on. It's like Reiki on. Like you flip a switch, and then the Reiki would come through. That's how he would do it. So I was sitting there, and I would allow the Reiki to come through. And after a few minutes, she became more relaxed, and I could feel it in her body. And because I was in her biofield, I could feel it. And so I began to relax a little bit more because I was really concerned about her. And then I worked on her a little bit more, and then I continued on the rest of her body. And by the time she was done with her treatment, she was laying flat on the table, and she was completely relaxed with a smile on her face, almost asleep. And I was so grateful. And I've worked with many people over the 10 years I was a massage therapist, and I've done Reiki since the late 90s. But I tell you, that was the first time I really felt that I had done something. I couldn't cure her. I couldn't take away her disease, but I could bring her comfort. And the next week she came back, and her daughter comes in because it was a miracle. She slept for the first time in weeks, and she was comfortable, and her mood was better. And so we decided to come back, and she came back every single week. And when she stopped coming back, I was concerned because I didn't know what happened. But I knew that for that moment we were together, and that time we were able to do the Reiki treatment on her, that she found relief. And it was a wonderful thing for me to have that experience, because you never know for sure if you're actually doing anything when you're doing a treatment. I have faith in the process, but I don't know what their experience is, because they usually go home and I don't see them again. Or I might see them 3 weeks later, and then they'll give me a report later. And so Reiki energy is like therapeutic touch and other ancient forms of healing energy. So there's pranic healing and qigong and a lot of other healing touch processes. They are classified as biofield energy therapies. And according to Dr. Hamilton, the biofield is defined as the electric or magnetic field, a field of energy information that's produced by a biological organism. We all have a biofield. He says that the ions moving in and out of our cells cause the energy field to form. Now, you can actually feel your own energy field. Now, you've probably done this exercise before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you rub your hands together. And then I would like you to hold your hands apart just a little bit. And I want you to feel that energy that's between your hands. Can you feel it? If you can't feel it, then bring it a little bit closer together. It starts to feel warm, sometimes feels tingly. Sometimes I feel a cushion, like there's a resistance. And you can feel that. That is part of your energy field. That's your biofield. And when you get that experience, when you learn that that's there, it's always there. We don't notice it because we're just wandering around. It's like we're like fish in a fishbowl in the water. We don't know the water's there, but the energy is always there. And so those ions are responsible for this cushion, right? You can also feel that experience when someone walks up on you and you don't expect it. So have you ever been somewhere, maybe at the grocery store or something, and you're busy doing your thing, and then somebody walks up on behind you, you didn't hear him or see him, but you just feel it? Again, in your own biofield. It's something that you're experiencing with that person. And you can also, and I'm not going to go too much, I'm not going to talk about this today, I'll talk about this a different time, but you can know when somebody else is looking at you because they're also in your biofield. But that's another talk for another day. Biofield energies like Reiki work with the energy field around the body, and what happens when you put your hands together that causes those atoms and ions to push against each other. And the nerves of the hands are so sensitive that we can notice the shift when we do that. And that's what a Reiki practitioner feels when they're working on the body, except they get used to it's not just this close. Sometimes it's this close or this close. It depends on the person and what they feel that they need to. And it's their intuitive sense that lets them know how close they need to get. Because some people will hold their energy very close to their body and other people are more open. And during the process of healing another person, and this is the interesting thing, is when you are in the biofield to someone else and you're giving Reiki to that person or a therapeutic touch or whatever it is you're doing, then that energy flowing through you also heals you. And so it's not just a process of healing another person, it's the idea that you too are being healed by that energy that you're sharing. So that stress, science has shown that. It's not just something I'm saying. It was in the book we talked about how science is supporting the fact that the practitioners have a reduction in anxiety and stress and depression and lower blood pressure and lower heart rates and all of those things. So it's not something that we're making up. It's something that actually happens. It's a physiological response. Now, typically you would think, like I said, when you put your hands together, it's very close, right? But we know, based on science, that our energy field goes out way beyond. Our heart field alone, the magnetic heart field is 3 feet outside of us. So even though it seems like there's nothing between us, there is something between us. And that's why you can that's in a bad mood. You may be in a great mood when you get home from work and you walk in the door and you go to hug your friend or your spouse or whatever, and that person's in a bad mood, and immediately you can pick up that bad mood. Because the energy, you are stepping in their energy field, you are sharing that space. And the opposite is also true. That if you're reaching somebody who's in a bad mood or feeling pain or suffering in some way, and you're in a good mood, then you can influence their biofield and also their attitudes. The interesting thing, though, and this is why it's so super cool, is because intention is where this is where intention becomes very, very important to the practitioner. And if you ever work with people, and if you ever decide to start doing Reiki yourself or any kind of healing energy, your intention of the process is really important. When you step in to do a treatment on someone, you have to be in the right frame of mind. I had a friend, and I love her, but she was going through some really tough times, and she was doing Reiki at the time, and I kept telling her, you're just not ready. You're not in the space. You have to be centered. You have to be grounded. You have to be in your space. You have to be intentional about your own energy, because you are stepping into somebody else's energy field, and you are responsible for that exchange. So you have to be let's say that I will do a meditation, I'll do a prayer, and sometimes I'll do a ritual. So lighting a candle or something of that nature. Like my friend and teacher, he would say, he turns on, in his mind, he flips a switch, Reiki on. And that is his ritual. So there are lots of different things to get us into the right space, but intention when you're working with people is really, really important. You can learn a lot about healing energy, and you don't necessarily have to be trained. For someone who is doing Reiki and on a big level, I mean, there are several levels of Reiki instruction. So master's level is the highest level. Becky, yes, master Reiki. Okay, I only got to level 2, so I can only talk about it. I can't be. And so we are in a place teaching other people that their energy fields are really important. And you can work on your own energy field. You are responsible for your own body, your own experience with the energy that's around you. All you have to do is to be aware and also be intentional about what you allow to come into your body and what you allow to go out of your body, because you are in charge of that. Your intentions, your ideas will manifest what it is that you would like to share with someone else. In a few minutes, we're going to go through a practice that you can do at home on yourself, and that can help you with that Reiki energy. But first, I'm going to have the Zeebas come back and give us a song, and then we'll go into this Reiki treatment meditation.
It's all about allowing peace within, an absolute surrender, so serenity begins. For when the storm subsided and calm becomes the way, it's all about allowing it to stay. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burden and just simply letting go. For as you cease the struggle and love pours through your heart, it's all about allowing it to start. Now feel it warm and shining, new with promise, strong, undying love, different than any you have known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing change to show, then living in the moment like it's all you'll ever know. And though it won't be easy, you can truly say you tried, for it's all about allowing it inside. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing love to flow. It's setting down your burden and just simply letting go. For as you cease the struggle and love pours through your heart, it was all about allowing. All about allowing it to start.
I'm going to ask that we keep the camera on me today while we do meditation, if that's okay. I would like you to get into a position that is comfortable for you, where your feet are planted firmly on the ground so you feel supported and safe. And close your eyes when you're ready. And just take a couple breaths. Nice and slow. Allowing that energy to flow in and out your body. And as you sit there, I would like you to allow an intention for a certain part of your body that needs your special attention. Set the intention of what you would like healed right now before we go into our treatment. What is that area that needs your special attention today? Just focus on the breath. And as we move forward through this treatment, we're going to be moving our hands in different positions. And so you might have to open your eyes every once in a while to see what I'm doing. But I would like you to start your Reiki treatment with your hands in prayer position in the middle of your chest, just below your chin. And just keep your hands in this position for just a few moments, breathing in and out. Slowly breathing, relaxing, opening your mind and your body to the healing energy that surrounds you, that's available at all times. Just be very intentional about that energy being part of you. In the next position, we're going to place both hands on top of your head, just like this. Just breathe in deep and relax with each breath. Focus your attention on your hands as you keep them on your head. And just allow this hand position to relax all of the muscles in the skin on your head, in your face. The next position, if you're wearing glasses, you might want to remove them. And you want to place both of your hands over your eyes. Now you don't want to place the heels of your hands on your eyes, you just want to cup them over your eyes. Allowing your nostrils to stay open, we want to make sure that the air goes in and out. But just allow this touch to open up the energy channels in your face, in your head, allowing the muscles to relax. Breathing in and out. And just do that for just a second. Next, I'd like you to place your right hand over your throat and the left hand over your heart. And just continue to breathe deep, allowing your touch to loosen any part of the muscles that may be tight, freeing up any energy that may be there that is stuck. And just allow that position to relax you. It doesn't have to be firm. We just want to gently lay your hands there and allow this to calm you. Just breathing in and out. The next position is you want to put your hands on your upper abdomen. And you want to have your fingers touch in front. And focus your attention on this area and allow the position to relax the muscles in your chest and in the rib areas. Again, freeing up any energy in your torso. And as you breathe, just allow yourself to get more and more relaxed, allowing that energy to flow through you and into the areas that is needed. You want to place your hands now, again, a little bit further above your belly button, but not quite as high as it was. Again, fingers touching. And just allow that touch, that nurturing touch right there, to allow you to relax and to heal you. Just taking a moment for yourself to offer self-care and love. And you want to move down the abdomen now to your lower abdomen, allowing this hand position, fingers touching again, allowing your attention to go to the lower abdomen area. Breathing in and out and feeling that energy focused on that spot. The next position will be your hands on the back of your shoulders. So just like this, if you need to see, and with your hands on your shoulders, just like this. And you want to just breathe into that spot. So many of us hold tension in that area. Just allow that energy to flow, to move through that area, up and down your back. Loosening, becoming more relaxed, making sure to breathe. The next position will be on the lower back, so just like this, where your kidney area would be, right here above your waist. And just breathe into that area. That feels good. And allow that healing energy to be there. And with each breath, you feel yourself become more relaxed. The final hand position may be a little interesting while we're sitting in the chair, but if you can, touch your feet. If you can't, reach down and touch your feet, you can bring one foot up and just feel that. Allow the energy to flow all the way down to your feet. If you're unable to get down there comfortably, you can always use your knees as well, allowing that energy to flow to your feet. Just breathe in and out, knowing that the healing energy, the self-care, the love that you're sending yourself is healing every part of your body. And now you can sit back up. And I would like you to go back to the intention that you set for yourself. What is that area of your body that needed healing? Bringing your hands back into prayer position. I would like you to open up your hands and just bring them out and up over your head, bringing your hands back together and bringing that energy down to your center. One more time, up, and allowing that intention like you're grabbing it from the energy, from the air, and bringing it down into your body, to your heart. And just breathe. And I would like you to take a moment to thank your body for this time today, for the healing processes that it does every day. And thank yourself, the self beyond your body, for being there for you today, to heal you, to love you, and care for you. And now, as we end our meditation, you can put your hands back in your lap. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and bring your awareness back into the space. And the Zeebas have another song for us.
We have a sing-along.
And you can use your hands. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Wonderful. Perfect. Thank you. We've come to the portion of our service where we open our hearts to give. All donations that we receive here at Unity of Tacoma go to support the various missions and ministries and programs and musicians that we have here, because without them, it wouldn't be the same. And we just love having them here, having everyone here. And this is our reason for being here. We're here for you. There are several ways that you can give. You can go to our website at www.unityoftacoma.org/donate to give via PayPal. You can donate through Zelle using our telephone number, 253-576-3225, or you can mail in a check at Unity of Tacoma, P.O. Box 112289, Tacoma, Washington 98411. And if you're in the sanctuary with us today, we have our prosperity box here, and you can drop it in on your way out or whenever you would like. And as we prepare to give, I'd like you to hold the intention within your hands, allowing the circulation to flow through you and as you. Jesus taught us in Luke 6:38, "Give and you will receive. You will be given much, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. It will spill into your lap." The way you give to others is the way God will give back to you. And as you visualize holding this gift within your hand, please repeat after me. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for my blessings today. I am grateful in every way. And so it is. Amen. May the blessings of your gift bring so many blessings back to you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts here at Unity Tacoma for all the love and support that you give. Our announcements today. We continue with our book study this Thursday, February 9th at 6:30 p.m. with the book Why Woo Woo Works, and we're meeting online via Zoom. And the book study will meet for an additional 2 more weeks. We have plenty of space available if you're still interested in being part of that group. It is Thursday, February 9th at 6:30 p.m. And if you would like to join us, please email me at Lori, Lori, at unityofTacoma.org. And don't worry if you haven't read the book or if you don't know what we're talking about. That's absolutely okay. We have a wonderful conversation no matter what. Everyone brings their own experiences with all the topics and what they can share, and it's just a great conversation. So please don't let the fact that you haven't read the book or you haven't got the book deter you from joining the book study, because it's a great conversation anyway, no matter what. Next Sunday, February 13th at 10 a.m., we will complete our talk series on Why Woo Woo Works, and we will be talking about the law of attraction and manifestation. So our musical guest next week will be Jean Mann. Our annual membership meeting is today at 11:30 a.m. We will meet in person here, and we will also meet online, and everyone is welcome to join, but you have to be a member in order to vote. So stay if you would like. If you haven't got a Zoom link and you're part of the membership, please make sure that you email us right away so we can get that Zoom link to you. Sunday, February 20th at 10 a.m., our guest speaker will be Cindy Akana, and her musical guest will be David Robeck. And I'm really excited to announce, because beginning Sunday, February 27th, we will be beginning our Lent series. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Lent, Lent is a Christian time of letting go. And we will be focusing on allowing, releasing, and renewing at the same time. So it's not just about letting go of something. It's about allowing something to come back into our lives. And I will be doing a series throughout. It'll be 6 weeks. We'll have a support group during the week. It is a spirit group that will be able to meet together and support each other on our journey throughout this 40-day or 6-week program that we will have. So if you're interested in being part of that group, please, again, email me at Lori, Lori, at unityoftacoma.org, and I can send you a link to sign up. This time, instead of Thursdays, we will be meeting on Wednesday, and it's Wednesday, March 2nd is when we're going to start the spirit group during the week, and we're really excited about that. That's going to be great, and it'll go through April 6th. And again, if you're unfamiliar with Lent, it's a time of letting go, but it's not just about letting go. It's about letting go what no longer serves and allowing something else to take its place. So this wellness support spirit group we're going to be doing will support us through that process. So I'm really excited about that. And if you like what's going on here at Unity of Tacoma and you are interested in sharing it with your friends and family, please do so on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. We're even on LinkedIn. We're everywhere. So please share with your family and friends. If you don't have social media or that's not your thing, then tell your friends what you're doing on Sunday morning, because we would like them to join us as well. We have so much to give and so much to share. We'd really like to see everyone, as many people as we can, so please let them know. Our benediction for today, we'll send us off before we have one more song, is from Dr. Mikao Usui. I struggle with his name, but he is the founder of Reiki. And he says, each of us has the potential of being given a divine gift, which results in the body and soul becoming unified. A great many people will experience the blessings of the divine, and through it, the human being will first be made healthy, and then peace of mind and joy in life will be increased. I want to thank the Zeebas for being here and providing the wonderful supportive music. It was so awesome to have you. And we have one more song. It'll be our peace song for today. Thank you for joining us.